Hi wonderful people and welcome back to my channel Book Reviews. I'm Giselle. How are you? What's up? What is the scene? This is part 2 of my July reading wrap up. I read 22 books in the month of July, y'all, and that video would have been too long. Let us get into part 2. So first up, Wicked Vile King. Y'all, make sure to go to the author's website to get the trigger warnings. This is book 2 in the Godless Heathens series. It is a dark asylum bully romance. Go to the author, Jordan Grant, and check out the trigger warnings because it's extensive. It's extensive. In this book, we meet Gabriel. He is a pyromania. He's also a psychopath, and obviously he has mental health issues. He is at the asylum. He has been at the asylum for many years. At this point in time, he is in his senior year, and it's either one, go on to a mental health institution into padded rooms, or try to graduate and go on to college. That being said, he's twisted, he's dark, and he enjoys setting fire. Then we meet Avery. He sees Avery and he is instantly captivated by Avery. He wants to know all there is to know about Avery. Avery has an eating disorder, and this stems from trauma, from things that happen in her childhood. Now, when someone goes to the asylum, it's because that is their last resort. Their parents want either one, nothing to do with them, or they have exhausted all other options. So she is there trying to get help. And listen, Gabriel, he implements his own treatment plan to fix Avery, to try to help Avery, because Avery is his one and only. Avery is his forever, and she needs to eat so that he can keep her alive. This dude takes her down into a basement, into a restricted area, and he's like, you need to eat, you need to eat, you need to eat. And he does. Like, he actually did help her, which was a good thing, but it had some consequences. This book, it is dark, it is twisted, and it's not for the faint of heart. There are things in this book that had me cringing. I tell you, cringing. So some of the spice, let's just say Gabriel has a fire kink. All right, he has a fire kink. Let's move on to the next book. You all know I like variety. I just don't read interracial romances or whatever, or paranormal romances. I have a few hockey romances here for you because I read some sports romance in the month of July. So I read Center Ice, which is book 1 in the Denver Stampede, and it's written by Stephanie K. This is your hockey romance between the hockey team captain and the team owner sister. This is your nice, cute read. Nothing too out there, nothing too dark or twisted. We meet Cora and Nate. Nate has been recently traded to the Denver Stampede. It is a team that is just forming. It's a new team, and he's having his first meeting with the owners of the team. So he's walking into the building and Cora is walking out, and they have such a cute meeting. But listen to hear what's up, right? So the owner, or Cora brother, he puts all the players into a condo. So they all have their own units in this building. And, or the thing is, she's also there. So Nate and Cora, they keep having these run-ins. Whenever there's any type of team get-together, she's there because she's very supportive of her brother. So you have like this nice tension between them. You have a nice chemistry between them, and things just keep, you know, between them, This is light, this is fluffy, this is cute. And let me just say, they have a secret relationship. And on top of that, like Nate is so sweet. I love Nate. He's such a good guy. He's given golden retriever energy. Love it. There's a nice pine. Oh my God. This is a cute read. I know some of y'all don't like dark books like the previous ones, but I read such a mixture of books, so there's always a mixture of stuff on my channel that I'm reviewing. I also read Meet Your Match. This is also a new release, and I had really high hopes for this book. Really high hopes, but for some reason, for me, the story fell flat. Like, other people really enjoyed it, but it was another like cute story, you know. This is book 1 in a new hockey series, Kings on Ice, book 1, right? So you have Vince, a pro, or the rookie pro hockey player. He's the hot stuff. He is who everyone is talking about, and people want more of him. However, he has this run-in or encounter with Marvin, right? And she's completely turned off about him. She works for a social media company, and now she is tasked with being with this guy 24/7 for 1 month, posting him on the socials and doing all of that, trying to, you know, get to know him and letting the public get to know him. He is what is trending in social media. And so you see where, because you have this forced proximity, so you have a nice tension there because it's opposite attract. You have rich guy, poor girl kind of vibes. And so their relationship gradually builds because she gets to see the type of person that he is. Like, it wasn't anything, you know, nothing really stood out for me. There wasn't like any like in your face kind of thing. It was just like simple. It was just like okay, right? There was nothing really fantastic. The chemistry, it was there, but it wasn't anything like wowing for me. Yo, I read 3 MC books this month. Can you imagine that? 3 MC books. Let us start with my favorite one. So this is my favorite, Sins of Betrayal by Juniper. This is my favorite MC for the month of July. I really enjoyed this book. If you're following me on TikTok, then you heard me talk about this book. Because there's a scene and I'm like, yo, I'm not doing that. I am not, absolutely not doing that. So in this book, we meet Nyla. Nyla, cute, innocent, humble, minding her business. And she meets Michelle. We're at a gravesite. So she's there visiting her grandmother, and she spots Michelle. Rain is falling, so she goes to her car. She gets her umbrella so that she can shelter Michelle. And he's like, today is the day that I ruin your life. Like, you don't want me in your life. He's like, I'm not good. I'm not good for you. Like, he tells her that. They separate, they go their own way, and then boom, Michelle shows up at her place of employment. And they talk and they talk. He orders flowers. He never leaves it. He's like, this is for you. He came and he prepared his own bouquet of flowers for her. Really nice and cute. You're thinking, oh, this is lovely. Then they go out to lunch, and then they have this intense encounter with her father. And I'm like, oh, something is up with her father, but we don't really know, right? And then he literally woos this girl, makes this girl fall in love. She gives up her car to Michelle, only for Michelle to literally fake their relationship. He didn't fake his feelings, but the relationship was fake because he needed to get information about her dad. He needed to get information from her. So he literally invites her to a party, kidnaps her and her friends so that they can be interrogated. When I tell you this book has twists and turns, listen, and that's just the beginning. That is just the beginning. You have found family in this book. You have secrets and lies and deceit, and you all know I'm a sucker for that. You have triggers for substance use. This is your lovers to enemies to lovers. When I tell you this book is good, it is good. I also read Blunted by MC Forgy. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but in this book, First of all, this is book 1 in the Rush Rider series, and I'm looking forward to reading more books in this series, okay? So we meet Lincoln and C. C is your good girl. C is intelligent. She's smart, but she's so naive. Now, C is running her own business. She runs a flower shop, but on the side, she plants and grows and sells the Mary J. And she does this because there are many clients, many people in her community that have cancer and don't have the money to be able to get it, right? So she does that. Then for some reason, she ends up mixed up in his MC. He's not really a patched in member, but his best friend is the president. And C moves into a condo that he wants to purchase. And that is how they meet, right? She moves into the condo. He's upset and he decides, I'm just going to get her to leave. But he falls for her because she's so cute. What isn't there to like about her? But anyway, one thing leads to the next, because now she's being forced to sell for an even bigger fish. This book is good too. This book is good. But we need part 2 because it ends on a cliffhanger. I also read Tempted by a King, and this is book 1 in the Cruise King MC. It is by Sarah J.D. In this book, we meet Zoe and Grayson. Zoe's father, he is now the accountant for the MC. But the MC is like, you know what, he's new. We need to stake out his home. We need to, you know, make sure that we're not being double-crossed. So Grayson is doing that. He and his best friends, they realize, oh, Zoe is a kind of girl. And so you see this whole situation develop between Grayson, his best friend, and Zoe. Turns out, just like that, boom, something was up. Her sister and mother are unalived. By whom? Their enemy. Then, within a matter of hours, her father disappears and the money, the MC's money, disappear. So they hold on to Zoe because she has a trust fund to get. And they want to find out who did this. They want to get back at the father. And they need to get back their money. Because it's the MC's money. Like, right? Right? Zoe does the unthinkable. Zoe shoots at an MC member. She shoots at Grayson. How can you do that? And now we don't know if Grayson is alive. Because the book ends on a cliffhanger. Like, right? Oh my gosh. These books and their cliffhangers, man. But these are new series. Okay, let's move on. I also read another paranormal romance. And this is The Alpha's Secret Diamond. And this is by A.R. McBride. This author is new to me. She is a new author. This book I enjoyed. Because it had me thinking, what's next? What's next? The twists, the turns, the ups, the downs that this female encounters. The book is told from Olive's point of view. She is a shifter. However, she thought she was human until she started to experience these changes. And then you see where she moves into pack life. We meet Olive during her 18th birthday, or right before her 18th birthday, and she gets to meet her mate. Turns out, her mate is not the only mate that she could have because he's unalived. She goes through something really traumatic, really emotional, and then she discovers, oh, I have a second mate. And then she discovers, oh, I have a mom, and then I have a grandmother, and her new mate is an alpha. Like, this book takes so many twists and turns, and I'm like, yo, Olive Gill, I feel your pain. I understand what you're going through, what she went through, and the emotional pain that she felt. I get it. I get it. This is a paranormal romance that you definitely need to check out. It is an amazing story. When I tell you twists and turns, an unexpected mate. She had a shifter mate and a vampire mate. She also has magic in her family. When I tell you twists and turns, yo, twist and turns. I read Rich Boy by Ruby Wolff, and this is your high school bully romance. We meet Blake and we meet August. Blake was blackmailed and he was sent to juvie. He has PTSD from all that he experienced while in juvie. He comes out and what he wants is revenge on the person that put him there, that made his life turn upside down and made his life hell. His target is August. August, she's sweet, she's innocent, and she had nothing to do with it. This is very dark. It is very dark. It is very dark. It is also twisted because some of the things that August experienced, Blake was kind of excessive. I'm not even playing. He was a bit excessive with the things that he did, especially knowing that August, she was like, no, I'm innocent. Like she said, like, I don't know who did it. Turns out, yo, it's the ones that are close, yo. It's the ones that are close. This is a very interesting story, but it's what he did to August that was a bit excessive. Like, yo, he pierced her nipples in her sleep while she was sleeping. He's like, what kind of thing is that? What kind of thing is that? I also read Free Spirit by Xavier Neal, and this is your rom-com. It is also a novella. So I would recommend, and it is advised, to read Free from the extended edition first, because that is where you see the main characters, June and Tucker, where they meet because June is forced to get him to attend a family event. So you have where their relationship formed, and now that they're married, this is their book, right? So Free Spirit is where you see them married and they have a child, and now they're going through marital woes. Their marriage is still good, it's still intact, but there's some discrepancy between them. They are no longer on the same page. One wants one thing, another wants another thing, and you just see where relationship has its ups and downs and stuff like that. So you get to see that in this novella and how they work through it. It is a really quick read. It's really simple. It's cute. Yeah, it's a cute, fun read. Like, yeah, quick, cute. Okay, next book. And this is the final book that I read in the month of July, which is Thorns of Debt. And it is book 3 in the Thorns of Omitra series. Now listen, you need to read book 1 and book 2, Thorns of Lust and Thorns of Love, before you read this book, because the stories are interconnected. There are things that happen in book 2 that you make sense of in book 3 and vice versa. So it cannot be read as a standalone, period. So in this book we meet Enrico and Isla. Isla, nice, sweet girl. She doesn't know that her family is involved in the mafia and the cartel and all of that. You have a lot of secrets and lies in this book. On top of that, we meet Enrico, and Enrico, he is like, from the time he spots Isla, he's like, he wants Isla. He's enthralled. She's enthralled with his daddy vibes. He is a single dad, and he's also a mafia don. But here's where things get tricky, okay? He says he's not married, yet the first night they spend together, someone is over the bed telling her, why are you in my bed? This is my husband. On top of that, he is saying that his wife is dead, but why is someone trying to kill her? And thirdly, Enrico isn't really Enrico. When I tell you, page turner, twist and turns, complex story, messy. Y'all know how I do. You all know how I do. Okay, make sure and check this one out as well. So those are all the books that I read in the month of July. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out part 1 of my video to see the other books that I read. If you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe and follow me on my different social media platforms.